Okay, hello. The Vesica Pisces again, and the Eclipse, and the number 48, and how that's encoded within the sort of double cross thing that's going on with the Vesica Pisces and the Eclipse, right? So what we have with the Eclipse is we have the moon coming across the sun and then passing back across, okay? And so if you caught my last video, I was kind of wiffly waffling on about, the symbolism there. But what we have initially when that thing starts is the first point at where these things kiss. A kiss is again kiss or a cross. This is the first point at which a cross is formed. Okay, is where the two bodies kiss for the first time. They just touch. Okay. Then what happens is that kiss turns into, or splits into, a double cross, as you can see. So this is the first, we have the first cross here, which then splits into a double cross. And as I was saying before, that double cross appears to be a really awesome thing until you get to a point where, as a double cross happens, is that the thing turned on you. The thing that you thought was great, which is becomes the, this is divine creation here. But when it's not used correctly, that thing turns on you. And what we end up with is we go into the crown of thorns. Okay? We are controlled in the ring of fire. Now, what's interesting is what we've done is we've gone from one cross into a double cross, and then immediately that double cross kind of dies and is resurrected as another double cross, where we have been enlightened through the process of going into sin and being fooled by others and going into this trick of the illusion of the matrix, everything that represents, and how that tricks us, brings us to a point of enlightenment where the double cross is formed again. But the double cross this time is a double cross that leads us out of temptation and away from sin. And so that double cross is reformed again, and out we pop back to another single cross. So this whole situation starts with one cross and finishes with another cross. The whole thing is a double cross. Okay, and there is a double cross that leads us into temptation, and a double cross that leads us out of temptation, enlightens us. Okay, and so what I actually wanted to do was I actually wanted to say, well, what do we have at each point here? So what I want to say is, what we have is we have a single cross here, then a double cross. So this goes from 1 to 2 to nothing to 2 again, okay, and then back to 1. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 2, 1 encoded there. What we also have is, as for a number for what a cross represents, well, a cross is, if you can see my cursor, the cross is two lines crossing equally, usually, which forms four separate legs coming to a single point. Okay, those four separate legs, four coming to a single point of balance. So the number 4 coming to a single point of balance, and we have 4 quarters in the cross. Okay, 4 equal quarters. So what that means is the number 4 is being represented by the cross. Okay, so the number 4 is a good representation of the cross. So we're going from a number 4 here, and then we've got 2 4s, which is 8. So we're going from 4 to 8, back to 0, back to 8, back to 4. Okay, so we're going 4, 8, 8, 4. Okay, so those two sets of numbers, that we're dealing with is we're dealing with 1, then going to 2, then going to 2, then going to 1. We're going from 4 with the first cross to 2 crosses, which is 8, back to another 8. You know, this thing kind of comes to a point, a null point here in the middle, and then restarts back with the same number duplicated. This is like the mirror point where everything switches around, and then back to the number 4 again. So I just thought this was interesting with the whole the whole 4-8 date for the final crossing of the eclipse. I just thought that was interesting. Obviously, 121. Obviously, there's a lot of different things we can pick out of that, like the white wedding, and obviously things like 2001. So this is obviously very symbolic as well. And there was something else I just wanted to quickly point out with the whole thing. Oh yes, and if you recall, I was talking about the when we have the eclipse, and these numbers surround the 1, 2, and 4, and 8 surround our other thing going on right now, which is the Pluto return. Okay, and what I will say about that is, what do I want to say about that is that when we go from the Queen's birthday, which again connects into the Pluto return, it connects into one of the orbital cycles of Pluto, at least the way I was looking at it, it does. So we're going from 214, okay, her birthday, and then we're going 210 days. I believe this is correct. I'm not 100%. I might check this before I post. And that should take us to an 8-4 date, okay? Or actually, it might be 105 days, actually, that takes us to the... yeah, it would be 105, sorry. So that's half of 210. This is interesting because actually the 210 date, we bring it through down to here, the 210 date is our halfway point. This is our halfway point in the cycle, 210, and that takes us to the 17th of November, okay, which again is pretty interesting. But the reason why I just wanted to point this out is that this is another quarter marker here with the 105, okay. Our full cycle from the Queen through to boy, this is a bit of a mess now, but our full cycle through to the Queen through to Donald Trump's birthday happens to be 420 days, okay. And so of course half of that 420 is the 210, which is this date here, and then if we do a quarter date, we can get to an 8-4 number, which again is interesting with the eclipse this year. So I don't know, this is the Beirut bombing date here, okay, with the 8-4, the 4th of August. Okay, I think I got that all out, and yeah, that's a bit of a mess, but anyway, you get the idea. The 4-8, the eclipse, the 21, the 12-21, you could read that as 12-12 or 21-21, 84-84, and just the way you want to do it, 1984. More interesting, isn't it, with the whole references now. Okay, I'll catch you on another one soon. Cheers. Alright, bye. Okay, so one more thing with the 8-4 before I get off of this. Okay, we're starting here and we're going to here, half of an 8, Okay, it's a 0, but half of an 8 is 4. And then we're coming back out of there, back to an 8. Interesting, isn't it? Get that? So we're starting here. This is the number 8, as you can see. We're going half of 8 is what? 4. We're going to this point. Okay, we're going from the number 8, half of 8, because this is what's left, is half of 8 is 4, and then we're going back to the number 8. Okay, so what we've got encoded there is we're starting with the number 8, we're going to a 4, okay, which is this 0 in the middle where we've got the corona. This is the full eclipse, and then we're going back to the number 8. Kind of 808, kind of trippy. 848. Okay, that is kind of trippy. So, and I don't know, you could almost, yeah, let's not overcomplicate it. That's it. All right, cheers. Right, bye.